online, they can take your character, lock them in place, have made their character pantsless, and then can simulate sexual assault with your character, and you are helpless to stop it.
The graphics are so good, this attack is eerily realistic, but this is virtual rape. Hackers rewriting codes and hijack Grand Theft Auto. The vile scenes are then posted to YouTube.
That's deplorable and should not be allowed anywhere.
Right, so as you can see, this is a person that goes by the name of Sam Maggs. And it's important because now you know how disingenuous this individual is. Like, when this news was released, many people weren't playing video games, so they genuinely didn't know what they were talking about. Like the targeted audience wasn't gamers, it wasn't people playing GTA. No, the target audience was the wine moms sitting at home who had to be horrified that, like, such a thing happens online. Like can we imagine the society, the culture where we live in, where such a danger can loom? And the way that the media was portraying this is like, well, there's no way that the police can stop it. Like, it's so difficult for the cops to do anything, right? And I think, like, they even have, like, at one point, a police officer which takes this matter seriously. So all of this is presented by the MSNBC in order to create this illusion that we live in a cisgender, heteronormative patriarchy, like a magical cock and balls in the sky that uses the power of the internet to dominate and subjugate women everywhere. In reality, like, it wasn't even about that. Like we were presented a mod which a person chooses to install on their own computer, and then, like, some people having fun playing GTA Online. And obviously, you know, not only is it consensual, but all of the stuff was fictional on your screen, pixels and stuff. But my point is that you have this individual, right, by the name of Sam Maggs, which is pushing this lie. And as you can see, like, when you look at their face, like, even they are laughing because they understand the lie that it is being pushed, and they can't believe that the mainstream media is actually taking this seriously. Like, they probably can't believe that someone is giving them the time of the day to push this absolute nonsense without getting called on their bullshit. And here you have, like, the definition of failing upwards. Like people within the industry who are in the know, like, they exactly understood what's going on, that they knew that what she is saying is a lie. Well, they decided to give her jobs, but not just give her job, like, put her in positions of authority to make all of these interesting decisions. So here you have Ratchet and Clank, which apparently was a financial flop. You know, I can't say that, like, Sam Maggs created the financial flop. Like, you can't really put the blame on one person. There's multiple reasons why this game didn't sell. But definitely, like, one of them is that Sam Maggs was credited, Sam Maggs' credit was never given, which is especially damning considering how hard she fought to make sure that Rivet wasn't overly sexualized, even citing that the character once had large breasts and makeup. Right, so you have a game which you marketed towards teenagers. Like, you want teenagers to play your game. When I was 18, I would have played this game. Like, this was what I was into. And you're like, okay, well, what do people who are 18 like? Well, they're attracted to the feminine standards of beauty. Like, they went through puberty. They like to see beautiful characters. And you're doing your best in order to remove that. Now, I know that some people would freak out and you'll be like, well, what do you mean, V? No, like, they're children. When I was a kid, I was watching Xena Warrior Princess, okay? This actress was under the age of 18. This is how she was dressed. I grew up with this shit. Buffy Vampire Slayer, okay? Like, another actress, flesh and blood. These were TV shows for teenagers that were insanely popular at the time, to the point where they even managed to get out of the United States and go around the world. And there was nothing pornographic happening in them. There was no, you know, sexualization or whatever the fuck. No, it was just like, this is a woman, alright? This is how women dress. This is how you see them in real life. Like, it's fine, right? Like, if you're over the age of 16 and you watch a TV show with Xena Warrior Princess in it, we don't think that's a problem. Because people were less mentally challenged back then, okay? Now what's happening is that in the West, even stuff for adults They will say, no, we need to remove everything that's feminine. Just everything that's feminine. Just make it androgynismus. As androgynismus as you can. Make it body type A, body type B. Pour in the androgyny. And then we're going to compete with the Japanese. And then we're going to compete with the South Koreans. And then we're going to compete with the rest of the world. So that when our customer goes into the store, he can choose between whatever product we have versus the product that the Japanese have. And then we're going to go Pikachu face, and we're going to pretend that aesthetics in a visual environment play absolutely no role into the choice that the customer makes. And we're going to be so shocked and so bewildered when someone like V comes along and says that, I'm not asking for you to have nudity. I'm not asking for you to have anything pornographic, but what I'm saying is like, can you have like some feminine aesthetics in your games if you want to market them for teenagers? Because it turns out women themselves like to see pretty women in video games. Like, it's like the aesthetics aren't just there for the guys. Like, women who play video games want aesthetics too. And again, like, aesthetics and hypersexualization, like, cut that shit from your mind. It doesn't fucking exist, okay? People can look at a statue of Venus in a museum that was sculpted thousands of years ago without spanking their pork. Like, we're not even talking about that. What you are doing is a war on aesthetics. Like, you're literally saying, no. We can't have, curves on a female character. We can't have a female character that doesn't have a strong jawline and broad shoulders. We can't have a female character that has any type of sensuality. No, she needs to have toxic masculinity. Because otherwise, people will spank their pork. Like, this is the ideology that they are trying to transmit to the masses. And the masses are telling them, fuck off, we're going to buy anime. And this is what's happening, right? Like when you talk about Ratchet and Clank, I don't think that this is the only reason that it didn't sell. But unironically, if Ratchet was more feminine and more aesthetically looking, like Rogue the Bat, for instance, from Sonic, yeah, that alone could drive sales. I do think that some of the worst Sonic games, which managed to sell a little bit, they sold because of Rogue the Bat. And they were games for kids as well. But like, kids, like when I was a kid, I liked Rogue the Bat. Like, I'm sorry, it wasn't a sexual nature. It was just like the way she talked, the way she behaved, the way she conducted. I was 16 at the age, and I was looking at it, and it's like, yeah, I like watching this cartoon specifically because of this character. Or that chick from SWAT Cats. The general's daughter, or Miss Bellum from Powerpuff Girls. Like, there were a couple of female characters that even when I was a kid, they would attract me to watch that show just because they were there. And trust me, they weren't like spank material, because I was like a little bit more advanced than that, like right? But like still, my point is, to consider that aesthetics don't matter in a visual environment is the lie that is being sold right now. Because if aesthetics don't matter, why even bother with graphics? Why not just make stick figures and try to sell the game like that? But the reality is not only do aesthetics matter, but when you go the other way and you're doing your best to make the worst aesthetics possible, don't be surprised when people don't buy it. And people don't buy it because they buy the competition. They don't have endless money. Because most people may have like $60 a month, and they're going to use it to buy one game. They're going to look at your game, they're going to look at the competition, and if the competition has a more appealing character on the box, they're going to buy that. So yeah, I definitely believe that in the case of Ratchet and Clank, if Rivet looked more like Rogue the Bat, it would have sold more copies simply because of her design. But you chose not to. Okay, well, if you chose not to, then enjoy bankruptcy. What can I say? Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.